Oh shit. I guess it helps if you can hear me, right? Welcome to this afternoon smoke. I'm your host, Rodney Dangermouth. To my live subscribers, if you were tuning in just a few ago, I was just not satisfied with that take. So I thought, well, you know what? What the fuck? Let's roll another doobie and let's tackle this DNC thing with just a little bit more clarity. So if you're tuning in again, you know, uh, I don't want to bore you. I just want to warn you. Uh, so what I was thinking is, my big concern was showing any classified documents. I don't want to show any classified documents because I don't want to end up like Barrett Brown in a fucking prison cell for linking to a WikiLeaks fucking link. I mean, we now live in a world where you can face criminal fucking charges for linking to some shit on WikiLeaks. Now, obviously, that should concern everyone because, well, you know, freedom of speech, freedom of press, all of these things are supposed to be protected by the First Amendment. And hashtag all speech matters is really fucking the most important hashtag on the internet right now, and it's not getting the play that it should. So I just keep bringing it up, thinking, somebody please, who gives a shit, let's make this a real thing, because freedom of speech is on the down. I mean, I'll take a minute here while I roll this blunt to say once again, Milo Yiannopoulos should not be banned from Twitter. Twitter, although a private company who can technically do whatever they want, needs to respect the fact that they are part of the public communication platform, and therefore need to respect the First Amendment. And if they don't, we, the users, need to say, okay, no more. And there are Twitter clones. Shit, the dark web is ripe with them. People on the dark web need some way of Twitter to be able to, some type of thing like Twitter, so they can keep up with their content followers, because the dark web is full of fucking content that normal people just not only don't want to watch but shouldn't watch. And I'm not saying it's good, okay? Let me just throw that out there. And I'm glad that law enforcement is out there shutting down the pedophiles and the animal fucking people, because that shit's abhorrent. But they have proven, using Twitter like clones on the dark web, that it can be done. If a group of people bad enough want to use a technology, and the current form of that technology is not satisfying their needs, they have proven that we can go to a different platform. So, I don't know what you would call it, but, you know, Milo and Paul Joseph Watson and Alex Jones and all these kind of guys, even the Young Turks, you guys have a big enough audience that if you wanted, you could develop your own kind of platform. Of course, that would mean working together despite having some philosophical differences. So that'll never happen. Anyway, I just want to make that point about Milo Yiannopoulos being banned from Twitter and the importance of free speech, because without free speech, without the right to say offensive things like chink or nigger, right? Which are not terms that I use in a general lexicon sort of way, but I do use occasionally to make you upset and offend. Because through offense, people remember. It's kind of like tying a string around your finger a little too tight. That discomfort it instills in the memory. So, without further ado, now that we got a blunt lit and we're smoking it just about, let's look at the WikiLeaks DNC link business here. I'm gonna go directly to the database And what I'm going to do to avoid prison time here is I'm going to keep the camera on me while I look, and I will read the results out loud. And then when it looks like something interesting or like something that we can actually look at, I'm going to click over. But I'll click on it first and verify that it's not some classified shit. And obviously, if it doesn't say classified on it, well, then that was their bad. They should have put classified on there. Obviously. So, I think the interesting thing to do would be to do keyword searches that could be leading to something incriminating in the most blatant and obvious way. So I'm going to start with search words like voting machine. Now that ain't bad. So we've got 20 results for voting machines. I can show you the results, I think. I'm pretty sure we can get away with that. All right. So we got DNC clips, Daily 202, Jack Kempscott, Ghost haunts Paul Ryan, agonizing over Trump. This is, again, Washington Post shit. This guy is sending himself stuff, probably this exact same thing, so we'll look at that. Just a minute. Politico's morning defense, so this is more bullshit from Politico. But isn't it neat now? We all know these emails. These are emails that people can use to gain, I don't want to say access, but to gain some access, I guess, with these places. Like this. That's an interesting email to know. If, say, one has some important news story that the Washington Post should have, and you actually want them to get it, maybe this is an email. Of course, this could be an automated email, too, and this could just be an email he gets from Washington Post. I don't know. I really don't. But, keep an eye peeled for these kinds of emails. For actual correspondence emails. I don't know what these are. Let's see here. Dun. Looks like more news. This is a forward from Politico. Lay off Bernie Sanders a little bit. We already looked at that one earlier. It was nothing important. Flag. Politico Sanders allies plot post-primary war on Trump. See this? This might have some correspondence in it, because it's from this guy to this guy, and it's got the word flag, so he didn't just hit forward. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to let you guys watch me smoke this joint, because I know that's super hot. Sexy, right? I should be a blunt model. Anyway, I'm going to click on that shit. Let's see what it is. As long as it's not sensitive or in some way, shape, or form classified, then we're okay. Alright, no, and it's just another fucking news article. These people ship news back and forth over this. That's pretty much all it is. It's 20,000 emails marketing for fucking CNN and Politico and Washington Post. Although I guess that's interesting to see that this Kaplan fella, or Missy, I don't know who Jay Kaplan is off the top of my head, but whoever this is, they get pretty much CNN, Washington Post, and Politico. That's who they get their news from. That might tell you something about that person, where their perspective is and what they're coming from. Committee for American Sovereignty. Fuck, let's check it out. California allies roll out new pro-Trump super PAC, aiming to raise $20 million by July. It's another fucking Washington Post article. This is incredible, isn't it? Let's see what the daily update is. Daily update, 5/11. Roundup, update. Donald Trump roundup. Trump launches tax plan rewrite. So he quotes some news. Trump shares his opponent branding secrets. I feel it. It's all an instinct. Told me over the phone he envisions Crooked Hillary as the latest triumph in a series after Lion Ted, Little Marco, Low Energy Jab, nicknames that he's affixed to his vanquished Republican rivals. So they're pointing out it's interesting because it appears as though what they're doing is they're pointing out different elements of Trump's tactic. And it's going to be interesting as I do more research to learn the progression of their response to Trump. Because I've already seen, while looking through some of these emails, them saying things such as Trump's presidency is not as much a long shot as we had originally thought, for instance, as though to specify that in the original, in the beginning, they thought Trump was not a real contender. Blah, blah, blah. Trump was not a real contender. But now they're saying Trump's a real contender. Later on in the emails. And here, now that it looks like they're responding and reacting to Trump as a real contender. Now, it's been my theory that since day one, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein, and Donald Trump were on a yacht somewhere in the Caribbean, probably boy fucking, and decided to rig the election in 2016 with Trump. The only way that Hillary could possibly pull it off is if they totally face-fucked the Republican Party. And Trump was like, sure, I could do that. That'd be terrific. Well, it seems like now he's saying, I could do this. I could win. I could win this. I could win this. And if that is what he's saying, they're responding accordingly. Now, that either puts into some kind of... that either throws a wrench in the idea that this is all ultimately a rigged game, or it just illustrates how much of a rigged game it is. I don't know. The level of riggedness of the game, I guess. Because, or it goes to show the level of compartmentalization in terms of need-to-know information. The people at the DNC may not know that no matter what, Hillary will be our fucking president. Now, if that's the case, then they're going to react and respond the way they are, like it's all real. Maybe all these people are duped, and they're genuine. I like to think all these fucking people are just participating in theater, but I guess the key to theater, to true reality television, is to go about it the Truman Show method and make sure that your players don't know they're players. Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. But I do find this incredibly interesting. The point for points. It's almost as though they're shipping out a bulletin to the DNC saying, look, these are the things Trump's doing we gotta contend with. Here's one. William Johnson, a Trump delegate. Alright, sorry about that, folks. The battery was dead. I forgot I had my shit unplugged, so I had to plug back in. So, William Johnson, a Trump delegate, wants to deport all with any, quote, trace of Negro blood. Quote, William Johnson, the leader of the white supremacist American Freedom Party, is on the list of 169 delegates of the Trump campaign, as sent to California as Secretary of State. Southern Poverty Law Center reports Johnson has been advocating for the deportation of all non-white immigrants, U.S. citizens, including anyone with a discernible trace of Negro blood, since 1985, when he wrote a book arguing for the constitutional amendment to do just that. Vox. This, friends and family and folks who I've never met or seen or heard of before, is exactly the kind of fucking ridiculous shit that has us in a hyperbolic state about Donald fucking Trump and asshats calling him Hitler or the devil. I met this guy, told me Donald Trump is the fucking devil. And I just shook my head and thought, Jesus fucking Christ, what's wrong with these people? The devil? Dude, the devil? He is Hitler. Donald Trump is Hitler. Okay, our fucking DNC playbook here is being built on articles written by Vox. And they're going to take out of 169 people from California, right? Who, by the way the delegates work, these delegates are people who were voted within their communities to become the delegates. It's not like Donald Trump's out there fucking hand-picking delegates and shit. This right here is exactly how they try and say that Donald Trump hates black people. This right here. This is exactly where it came from. You've heard people say it. Oh, Donald Trump, you watched the video with the 16-year-old kid telling that dude, that black dude telling that 16-year-old kid he ought to be ashamed of himself because Donald Trump hates his race. He wants to ship all the fucking black people back to Africa, the guy screams in this 16-year-old kid's face, and you can look that up. 16-year-old Trump supporter confronts liberal idiot or something like that. But this is where that comes from. Straight out of the fucking DNC. This is to say, hey guys, look at this Vox article. We gotta fucking promote this. When we're doing our shit, promote this. Promote this. Donald Trump's a racist. Donald Trump's a racist. Trump campaign corresponded with white nationalist delegate long after the supposed database error. Although the Trump campaign blamed the database error for including Johnson as a delegate, the campaign corresponded with him personally just over 24 hours ago. Trump's California delegate coordinator, Katie Langmayer-Chenero, sent Johnson a congratulatory email on Monday. When he asked for clarification about how to send his completed pledge back from the campaign, she replied, Jesus. Okay. I don't know for sure whether or not that lady personally looked at fucking William Johnson's email and said, oh, this is the guy that they're talking about. I should fucking ignore him. Or not ignore him. I don't know. I get the feeling that a lot of this is automated. So that response may have been an automated response. I don't know. I'll have to dig up that Mother Jones article. But this again is another instance where they're going to tell you, well, this makes Donald Trump a racist. Doesn't. Makes his campaign management team kind of dumb. I don't know what the rules are, but I don't know that Donald Trump's allowed to be like, oh, I'm sorry, dude, you're a racist, so you got a GTFO. Maybe that's something that's allowed. I don't know. My mom was a delegate for the Nevada convention for Bernie, and as I recall, she was nominated in a little room with a bunch of people, and then they all were like, hi, and then she went to Vegas. So I don't, Bernie didn't fucking have to come in and get a sword out and, fucking knight her and shit and anoint her and be like, yes, I can definitely agree to send you to the convention. Like, that never happened. He wasn't like, it's gonna be huge. Nah. Trump hires Eli Miller as Chief Operating Officer, Financial Operation. Has hired Eli Miller, Deputy Finance Director for Senator Marco Rubio's 2016 presidential bid. Operating Officer is growing finance operator. Mr. Miller, who worked to lead advance for Mitt Romney's 2012 Joint Americans for Prosperity in his Ohio State, where Mitt Romney lost, where he became close to Corey Ludowski. now manages the Trump campaign. Cares? So this is his response to that, I'm guessing. What happened to the best people for Trump? Throughout the campaign, Donald Trump boasted he would get great people, the best people, work for him. Yeah, that's because he uses simplistic, emotionally driven words. It's called fucking neurolinguistic programming. And it works. As the campaign wore on, it turned out the best people did not work out for him. He came up with a hodgepodge of underqualified or downright flaky foreign policy advisors. Problem is that the great many qualified people did not want to work for him and certainly did not want to be his VP. South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, John Kasich. How we see just how troubling his judgment is in advisors. Corey Ledowski, not a lawyer, but someone who was charged with battery. Charges were later dropped. So, in this guy's fucking brain, we don't fucking... we ignore due process. We ignore fucking fact that the charges were dropped for whatever reason. Maybe that reason is because he didn't actually hit somebody. Who knows? Sought to smear the accuser. Maybe because the accuser was a fucking liar. We don't know. He's now going to oversee the VP selection process. We think Ledowski can... Didn't they fucking fire this guy? Am I wrong? I thought they did. Yeah. He was, and now he's not. So this email must have obviously been before. But that shit's just ridiculous. These are the fucking things. These are the keys that you're hearing again and again and again throughout the Trump anti-Trump campaign, right? On endorsement tracker, Cruz declines to endorse Trump. Oh wow, this was just fucking up to date then, huh? Or is this his first one? Okay, so he basically has said from day one he's not going to do it. Because he was going to run for president himself, I guess? I don't know. But even fucking Ted Cruz doesn't want him, you know? Trump Daily Update. Trump Convention Manager Paul Manafort said Trump now the head of the Republican Party as far as voters' country is concerned. Donald Trump. I mean, basically, guys, what we're reading here is we're reading the play-by-play on how to fucking try and defeat Trump. These are the things to use. These are the tools. These are what we want you to fucking throw in his face. So voting machines was not actually in any of those search results. That's interesting. Maybe voting and machine were at some point somewhere. I don't know. We've come to the end of our doobie. I just wanted to do an afternoon smoke and take a peek at the WikiLeaks data dumps for the DNC that supposedly show some kinds of collusion. We'll look at it more, maybe in another afternoon smoke episode tomorrow. I don't know. But for today, we're just going to fucking say thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and share with your friends. Here at Smoke to Think On, we're actively participating in the new intellectual and cultural revolution. We are anti-politically correct. We are anti-doublethink and newspeak. We like to exist in a world of reality where Donald Trump is a terrible choice for president, but neither a racist nor a fucking xenophobe. So, thanks again. Have a great day, and you're not told enough in this world that you're loved, so I will tell you now I love you.